how I find music for my DJ sets. So in a few days, I'm going back to my residency at High in Ibiza, and I need to find some fresh tunes. I've been playing there every single week, and what I don't want to do is play the same music, make myself bored, and make the people on the dance floor bored. So I've got to find a way to find the most appropriate tunes that get me excited and hopefully get the dance floor excited too. I've got 3 methods for finding tunes for my DJ sets. I think the last method is the one that will make you stand out the most. I'm going to get into the first method right now, Beatport. So Beatport is like the main website for everything dance music. Make sure you've got your own account, because that's going to be really useful when you find something that you actually like. Now, beginner's guide to Beatport, you've got the top 10 on the right hand side, and then you've got all your genres up at the top. Now, I normally go on here and I'll go through the top 10 and see if anything catches my ear. I don't want to play the top 10 records. Even though they're really good, I don't want to be the same as every DJ who's playing the Beatport top 10. So just bear that in mind. I kind of like this one. It's got that old school vibe, and I'm pretty sure it's a sample of an old track. Now, I've seen loads of DJs playing this song, so I'm actually going to dig a little bit deeper. I'm not going to play this song. I'm going to check out what else Nick Fanciulli has made and what else is on Saved Records. So I'm going to use Command and open up a new tab, click on Saved Records and click on Nick Fanciulli. Another cool thing I can do on Beatport is I can go to Saved Records and I can see the top 10 tracks from Saved Records, and I can go to Nick Fanciulli and see the top 10 tracks from Nick Fanciulli. And this is where the digging on Beatport starts, and this is where it really gets like interesting if you're a music nerd, which you should be if you're a DJ. Okay, maybe a little bit too chill for me in Ibiza. Okay, I'm feeling that. That's kind of dark. So I'm gonna add that to my basket. All right, so check this record out. This is something really different. That's really interesting. So I'm gonna check out the artist who's made that. Nick Fanciulli and Retina. First of all, let me add that to my cart because that's good. Let me check out Retina, see what else this guy's made. Yes. Add that to my cart. This is cool because now I'm getting music from an artist that I've never even heard of. Okay, cool. I can see that he's released on another label here, Solar. So if I go on to Solar, let me check out their top releases as well. I've never heard of any of these tunes. This is exciting. I like this one. Good energy on this. At this point, I'm going to go to the basket and see what I've got in there. I've added 5 tracks to the basket. Now, another cool thing that Beatport will do at this point, it's now got recommended tracks based off the ones that are in my cart, based off what it thinks I like. Which is kind of cool. I'm gonna add that. So once you've bought these tracks, there's one more important step. It's gonna show you all the artists and all of the labels that you've just bought from. And this gives you the opportunity to follow all these artists. Now, once we started following these artists that we really like, they're gonna appear on this My Beatport page. Next time you go on Beatport, it's gonna show the new tracks from all of the artists and labels that you follow. The next time you do this, it gets even easier. So that is my first method of finding tracks for a DJ set, Beatport. So the second method that I use for finding tracks on my DJ sets is SoundCloud. This one's a little bit more hit and miss, but it's where you're gonna find real gold that no one else has. So I'm gonna go to the search on SoundCloud and find a starting point for the kind of thing that I'm looking for. Now, one thing I wanna find on SoundCloud is bootleg remixes and unofficial edits and things that you can't get on any other website. So I'm gonna search like James Hype remix and see what's related. So there we go, Sprinter James Hype remix. It's like an unofficial remix. So hopefully it will give me loads of unofficial remixes when I go on related tracks. Like this, for example. Loving on Me, Mike and Me remix. I'm Vanilla, baby. It's kind of cool. It's definitely something that you wouldn't be able to get on Beatport. Now this, for example, this is a mashup that loads of DJs are playing. So we're definitely in the right territory of SoundCloud here to find some cool stuff that you can't get anywhere else. Jump up and get down. Jump. So I'm not super into this, but I think this might be a good avenue to go down to find related tracks. It's kind of like Beatport, I can find related tracks to anything that I've just gone on. So Dr. J, next episode, VIP, what's this? That's kind of hard. I'd play that for sure. Can we get a download on this one? Free download, there you go. So what you'll find on SoundCloud, a lot of these tracks have a free download. You kind of have to jump through some hoops to get the download. When I click on this, you'll see, if I press download, I have to leave a comment, connect my SoundCloud account. If you've never done this before, it might look a bit sketchy, but it's all good. I have to follow all these people on Instagram and then I have to unfollow them straight away, which is great. So if you're ever like someone who's making one of these things is just don't ask people to fucking follow you on Instagram, because they're just going to unfollow you. Nobody wins. So that is how I am finding rare and unknown edits on SoundCloud. Now the third method to getting tunes for a DJ set is one that it's going to take a little bit more knowledge and know-how to do properly, but I think this is what really sets apart the best DJs from the bedroom DJs, and this is making edits. Now I found a tune that I made an edit of that I've been playing quite a lot in my DJ sets, and it's not the most complex thing ever. I'm going to demonstrate to you now what this edit sounds like. That might sound like a normal track to you, but I'm going to play you the original, how it sounded before I made the edit.
Move your body.
So the main difference is here, I've got rid of some vocal and I've got rid of that really loud synth. I wasn't a fan of that synth and I wanted more space. I didn't want vocal going throughout. So let me break down exactly what I've done in this edit to make it different. First of all, I'm just going to drag the original tune onto a new track and I'm going to make it red so you can see the difference from the original tune. I haven't made too much of a difference to the breakdown. The breakdown starts exactly the same and then goes into the build-up. That's exactly the same. Now, one key difference at the end of the build-up is I've got this in the original.
Move your body.
And I just got rid of that completely in my version. Now, I've added a little bit of reverb so it's not so abrupt, because if we didn't have the reverb, it would sound like this. It just sounds like someone stopped the music. With the reverb, and you could do that in any software with any type of reverb. Now, when it gets to the drop, first bit's exactly the same. And then the next thing I've done is I've got rid of the loud synth. Now the way I've done this is I've just copied and pasted a piece from later on in the track. So if we go into this original version, you'll hear that that bit there doesn't have the loud synth. So if I drag and drop that across to there, let me see if that works. And that's pretty much what I've done there. Now there is one more thing that I've done here. Let me delete the original again so we can see just the edit. Once the track drops, it sounds like this. You notice how it sounds kind of like someone's cut the record right there. It goes from being really big to just being a bit So I actually did something a bit technical to make this different and not sound like it just stops. What I've done is I've cut out the synth and duplicated it so it plays. It's almost like I've extended the part of the track with the synth. All I did for this, I've gone into the original audio file and I've cut out that synth right there. Do Command X, put it on a new track, that synth right there on its own. And then created a new MIDI track, dropped that onto the new MIDI track, and I've played this synth on the new MIDI track. As you can see, I can actually do this with the keyboard now. So that's all I've done, played it on the new MIDI track. I used an arpeggiator on it, but you don't have to do that. You can just draw the notes in. I'll demonstrate just drawing the notes in. So we're going to use the C3, because that way it's going to play the original. That's how I would make that go over the top. I'll get rid of the old one, and I'll play you how this sounds. So after that point, I've just added some sidechain and some EQ, and it pretty much sounds like that's how the original song was intended to go. There's one more thing that I've added to this track, and I've added a really, really simple drum loop on top. Just like that. And it just felt a little bit too minimal for me. After all these big sounds, it just dropped back to this. Feels almost like too chill, so with the extra sounds as well. And it's important, if you're going to add loops to a track that's already finished, just make sure that you're not like clashing with sounds. This is a really easy loop because it's all like so it will pretty much sit on top of any track and it'll be okay. After that, I've got absolutely no limiter on the master, so that is literally it. I would have exported this, put it straight into Recordbox, and that is my own custom edit that no one else has of vocoder body, which I've been playing in my sets. So that is how easy it is to find your own personalized music collection for your own DJ sets. It's important to remember, don't be like everyone else. Don't just go and download the top 10. Hey, Big up to the people in the top 10 because like they're the most popular songs. But you're trying to be unique. You're trying to be an individual. So go and show people your taste in music and do it in a way that makes you different from everyone else. If you are learning to be a DJ, I made a course with Tomorrowland that teaches you how to DJ on all different levels of equipment and do all the skills that I do, all the tricks that I do. There is a link underneath this video to get my Tomorrowland DJ course. So go and check it out. Who does this?